What it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a video here today on the channel. I'm gonna be looking at tube compressors and how you can use tube compressors in different ways to get professional sounding vocals. If y'all do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. You want to support the channel? Well, check the links, and in the comments, let me know what you think. So let's get to this right now. There's a plugin that I like to use a lot and I think is underrated, and I wanted to talk about it in detail. It's going to be the MJUC. So let's get to listening to the track we're working with at least.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too low. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone.
All right, so the MJUC is a combination of three different compressors, you know, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, but it's three different compressors. It's a really cheap ass plugin. So the first thing is actually a Fairchild. It's actually like a Fairchild. We all know about the, you know, Fairchild and everything like that. So it has tubes and transformer in it, but the most important component of the Fairchild is, for me, is the tubes, right? It's really both, but the tubes are pretty important too, because what the tubes bring to the Fairchild is going to be the brightness. This is why y'all always see me throw on the Fairchild on my mix buses, because it brings brightness. So I like to use the MJUC because it actually gives me a little bit more control, right, when it comes to the drive mode. You know, so you can independently drive the tube, and you can also play around with like a little shelf between dark and bright. So let's look at what it can do for you on your mix bus. Understand the Fairchild. Why do people use Fairchilds? And what tone does it bring? It brings a bright, it honestly brings a bright tone depending on which Fairchild you use, okay?
Ain't no sunshine when she, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, anytime she goes away, anytime she goes.
So I would kind of perceive the drive mode as like the input gain, because that's the dope thing about a Fairchild. You get to choose between the input and the actual compression part of it, right? So it's like you could sometimes just use it as a saturator. You could literally just turn off the compressor and just play around with the drive. But what gives us in a little advantage, this plugin, is that it actually has a sidechain filter. So it will be looking at less of the bass. It will be staring at less of like the booty of the bass, right? So let's use a little bit of side chaining. And whenever I use a compressor on the master fader, I always find what is the loudest part of the song with the most energy. Then I set my compressor from there. If you pick a quiet part, and let's say it's doing a dB, but then the loudest part comes, then it's gonna be crushing the whole mix and stuff like that. So always pick the loudest part of the track to you know, do your settings.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, anytime she goes away, anytime she goes. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too low. Anytime she goes away, wonder this this town with.
So it just sounds, it makes everything sound more upfront, especially like the mid range of the vocal, and that's the density that the tubes are bringing in. So you could take advantage of that on your master fader to juice up your mix. On the actual lead vocal itself, now you have the next thing inside of this, which is gonna be like an Alltech compressor, like an Abbey Road RS124. So this is another dope tube compressor here. With this part of the compressor, I like it more because now you have attack and release. I think this could also be a 176 as well, right? It kind of reminds me more of a 176 actually for sure. 176 is kind of like the big brother of the 1176. Before the 1176, there was the 176, which was the big brother to 1176, but it was tube based, right? So this was like one of those first compressors that allowed us to have variable ratios, because a lot of the times on the throwback compressors you don't get access to a ratio. Like on a Fairchild, you're not getting access to playing with that ratio switch. Okay, the attack and the variable release were things that did not exist. So this is why you can be advantageous for dynamic performances, right? Like your vocals, you feel me? Look at how the vocals are like dynamic. There's some parts that are quiet, but still you want to take advantage of that. Sometimes it's good to have settings that you can tweak a little bit because they really let you dial in that perfect sound. So let's try to see how like an Alltech can work. Okay, and actually, I'm just gonna like, you know, actually go in there and actually do it live.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away, ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes.
So using it like that, you could use it like a distorter. So I first was trying to use it like a parallel compressor. Not like, I was just trying to use it like a regular compressor. If I was trying to use it like a regular compressor, I usually would go with like a 2 ratio or a 4. But like in the heat of the moment, just listening to the track, I'm like, man, this part I wanted to sound vulnerable. There ain't no sunshine when she gone. Like, damn, man, ain't no more sunshine, bruh. You feel me? So I kind of wanted to bring that passion and that emotion, and a plugin like this can definitely help you do that because of the tube distortion. All right, you're gonna parallel blend in a little bit of that tube distortion and things like the drive mode as well as the hi-fi. You can fuck around with that little tilt filter thing. Is gonna bring that, so you can also use it as a distorter. So usually when I'm using a tube compressor, especially you gotta look at the waveform. This is not rap music. This is singing music. Long ain't no sunshine. The notes are longer, so I would usually try to get a compressor that is literally like rocking, and like rhythmically moving with the music. So I'm just gonna leave that there because I kind of like how it dirties up the vocal a little bit. It makes it sound desperate. Ain't no sunshine. You feel me? It kind of brings that energy and emotions. I'll parallel blend that in just a touch to give that dynamic human feel. And then the last one you have right here out of the collection of tube compressors is a style level. I like style levels a lot. The hardware is crazy. A lot of people use that for tracking. But when it comes to a parallel compressor, you never want the release to be too slow. So let's see what we can get out of this. For the most part, tube compressors are generally slow. They're just slow. That's just the topology, just the way it works. So even when you see like fast attack or slow release or fast recovery, all this stuff like that, it's relative, right? It's relative to tubes. It's never gonna be fast as like an 1176. The slowest release on 1176 is probably faster than some of these tube compressors. So let's just use like a parallel compressor, how we can add a parallel compressor. So I usually like have it loud as fuck and then blend it in later.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes. Sunshine when she's gone, she's always gone too low. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. Hey, I gotta leave young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's gone. She's gone. She's gone.
So that's where using parallel compression on the tube compressor would be really good, because now you adding more density. You hear how like it's just ever so subtle, but it's just slid in. And then now that when the mix gets busy, that's when it's really good to use parallel compression. Sometimes some people automate it, you feel me, maybe for a certain section, because now you hear when the bass starts to riff back in, the bass guitar starts to riff back in, and the acoustic starts to come in, everything is coming in, it's kind of overwhelming. It's kind of like a toilet that's being flushed, all this water is coming out, and we want it to stand out. We want it to rise above the water. We want it to rise into the cream of the crop. That's where that parallel compression on that style level comes in. It just holds the signal. And now I've got this copy that's super sturdy. It's that concrete foundation, and I blend it in. And now the vocal is standing up when she goes. You feel me? Now it's at the forefront of the talent show stage. So this is pretty much the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. You want to support the channel? Well, check the links in the comments. Let me know what you think. Just want to say appreciate you now, my YouTube gang. Peace.